Hi, guys. Welcome to Ask Allie, your place for life advice with a metaphysical twist. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes, helping others since 2005. You can catch the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, along with watching it here on YouTube. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2017. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading, find out more about me, or support the podcast, I'll leave the information in the show's notes. Don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. Hi. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and I basically still sound like crap. It's been a tough week, cold-wise, here at the Allie household. My voice actually sounds better than it did yesterday and better than the day before, but it still takes a lot of effort for me to talk and to breathe, for that matter. I have a lot of cough drops at my disposal and a lot of coffee. So I apologize ahead of time for coughing and clearing my throat and wheezing or whatever it is that's going to happen as I'm talking to you. Okay? Announcements. Can you believe next week is Thanksgiving? I can't. I don't know where the year's gone, but we've got 6 weeks until the end of the year, 2018. That's just nuts. I keep thinking there's something I should do for everyone to help get ready for 2018, or I just don't know what that thing is yet. As soon as I figure it out, I will let you know. And I'm sure there's more announcements, but right now my unfortunately snot-filled brain, I can't think of what they are. So we're going to move forward. This week I'm using my new deck again, the Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn, the Oracle cards. If you'd like to see what cards I've chosen, you can either Google the cards or you can watch the video on YouTube. And thanks, guys. I think I got 35 looks on YouTube last week. So thank you. I appreciate that immensely. Especially, since I'm looking at myself as I'm taping this. Can you tell I'm over 50? As I'm recording this. And I kind of look like death warmed over. But I appreciate those who watch me as opposed to just listening to my scraggly voice. So let's choose some cards here. We have a 1 and a 2, maybe a 2, possibly. There we go. And 3. All right. Okie dokies. All right. That's pretty good. Let's get these all taken care of. Put these to the side. And the first card we've got here, it's a nice card. It is Journey by Moonlight. And it's all about believing in magic. You've got a fairy here, gnome, and they are playing some music by moonlight by a lake, it looks like, or pond. And it really is learning to believe in magic again. That all around us, even though we cannot see it, magic is happening all the time. A lot of things that go on in our lives are coming up in our lives we're not privy to seeing. It just shows up at some point in time. But all the work that goes on behind the scenes, it really is magic or energy, and really doing the work for us as soon as we put forth the intention of wanting something. Whether it's good or bad, wherever we put our intention, wherever we put our thoughts and our energy, the magic shows up and brings it to our reality. So keep in mind this week, guys, about believing in magic and where you're putting your intention. Where you put your thoughts, where you put your energy, vital this week, okay? The second one here is fellow travelers. Support is all around you. None of us are ever really alone. We're not. We may feel lonely. We may appear to be by ourselves, but we're never actually all alone. Excuse me. We have people around us people that we can physically see, souls that are in the moonlight, in the magic, but we are never, ever alone. When you come to a situation, here goes the voice. When you come to a situation and you need help, ask for it. There are always souls around you, seen and unseen, who can help, but you have to ask. No one's going to show up and say, hey, let's fix all your problems magically, or help you find your path, or help you repair this relationship, or find this new job, or find a new car. You have to ask. So again, remember, even though you may feel lonely and you may appear to be by yourself, you are never actually alone. So ask for help when you need it. And last, we have breaking trail. And breaking trail is all about a breakthrough is at hand. So what you've been working towards this current year, even if you haven't realized you've been working towards something, a breakthrough is going to arrive. And I keep, excuse me, I keep hearing that the breakthrough, when it arrives, it's not going to be, all fireworks and rainbows and, dancing men and women. But it's going to be big enough so you understand it is that breakthrough. So it's not going to be this teeny tiny thing that you have to really focus and pay attention to. It's going to say, hey, here I am. What you do from that point on is up to you, but it's going to happen. Okay, keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading for everybody. If you want a personal reading, they start at $25. You can go to outofbodyxc.com and I can do a reading for you. But to reiterate, what's going to happen this week, we have Journey by Moonlight, so believe in magic. We have Fellow Travelers. When you need help, ask for it. You are never actually alone. And last but certainly not least, we have Breaking Trail. Your breakthrough is coming up. And it will be noticeable. It's not going to be so teeny weeny. You're going to say, where'd that thing go? You'll notice. Okay? All right. Let's moving ahead because I don't know how much longer my voice and keeping back the coughing up the lung is going to happen. So, topic of the week. I hate being sick. Topic of the week. What would you actually do if you couldn't fail? Now, people ask this question all the time. If you couldn't fail, what would you do? And a lot of people, they make quite lofty statements that they would travel around the world or start a charity to help thousands upon thousands of people, to write best-selling books, to start their own business that they get a chance to go on Shark Tank and rank in millions. All very nice if you couldn't fail. But my question to you is, what would you actually do if you couldn't fail? There's these great big lofty things that we like to dream about. But if you're starting something and you knew at the beginning of this that you couldn't fail, what would it be that you would do? When we focus in on what we would actually do, as opposed to what sounds really good, we can take that first step to accomplish what it is that we want to do if we couldn't fail. When you put your focus in and you put your intention on when you make strides towards something, the odds of you failing it are very low. We tend to fail at things when we are listening to somebody else and trying something that, your mom suggested or your best friend suggested you should do. You'd be really good at this. You should try this. And it sounds good. We have the talent. We take what they said, we kind of blow it up a bit, and we said, why not? Because so and so thinks I can do it. But if so and so thinks you can do something, but your intention or your focus or the actions you take, one of the three is someplace else, then whatever you're good at, whatever they said you're going to, succeed in, won't work out because those three things, your intention, your focus, and your action, it's not in sync. Each and every one of us can do things without failing, as long as we believe we can do them. So what would you do? For myself, and what would I actually do if I knew I couldn't fail? I would make a short film. Not some big grandiose feature, not a long documentary, just a short film. And people would see it and hopefully they'd like it. That's what I would do. What else would I do? I would finish Soulful Connections. Now, the interesting thing about Soulful Connections, and I promised everybody here I'm going to finish it, that's not getting done for me because although my intention and my focus shows up with Soulful Connections daily, I don't take action to complete it, right? So even though in the back of my mind, I know Soulful Connections I won't fail at, my 3 steps do not coincide with completing this and not failing at it. Same goes with the short film. Now, I have no idea how to make a short film. None. Zero. But I do believe if I put the intention, focus, and action behind it, then I could actually make one. And I wouldn't fail at it. So this is what I want you to think about. Think about a project, something, anything. It could be, making a quilt. It doesn't matter. What matters is what can you put intention, focus, and action behind. Put those 3 things behind anything, you can't possibly fail. You take longer than you dreamed of, but you can't fail. That's what I want you to do this week. I'm actually going to build on this next week. So that's your homework for the week, guys. You got homework. What would you do if you actually couldn't fail? 3 things. Make sure you're going to have the intention, focus, and action behind it. So pick one thing for next week. 1. That looks like 11. 1. Okay? Okay. Now, moving on. Excuse me, cat of mine. The shine a light this week. I have not been good at planning the past couple of years. I've had complete shit for the last 2 years. It's been a bad 2 years. Grateful to be through it. I've learned some lessons. So hopefully I will not repeat what happened in the last couple of years. But one thing I definitely discovered is that you have to plan. And I decided to try a brand new planner this year. It's the Dreambook and Planner. You probably can't. Can you see the lotus flower for those who are watching the video? It's Rituals for Living, Rituals for Living, Dreambook and Planner. And it's by the Dragon Tree. Is the name of the company. It's Dragon Tree Apocryphy. I can never say it. It's not Apocryphy. The URL's in the show's notes. There we go. I don't have to try to keep saying it. Now, What I like about this, and if you click on the link and go to the site, this is not an affiliate link. I make no money off of this. I just had this calling to buy this particular planner, and I like it for several reasons. It has the questions to connect you to your true desires and purpose. So when you start off with the book, it asks you questions so that you can figure out what you want to do this coming year and how it involves your purpose. Some examples and questions. What are you longing for most in your life? If you knew you had 1 year left to live, would there be anything you'd want to fix or clean up? What would make life feel ridiculously fun? Those are some of the questions. So that's a section on Connect. And then talking about values and gifts and, excuse me, finding your purpose, evaluating your self-trust, and visualize. There's a nice page here to visualize some stuff. I can't even, there we go. Visualize and write it down. And then you get into dreaming, relationships, community, creation, exploration, and play, psychological and spiritual health. And then we get to what do I want to say? Mind mapping for like 1 year. Yeah, there we go. Like lifetime goals is an example there. And then we have something for 1 year. You have 3 years, 10 years, and what are you looking at? And then breaking it down. And then you have areas for 1 year and 3 year goals. And it goes all the way up, 10-year lifetime, and about developing a ritual. And I've heard this from quite a few people, that if there's something you want to accomplish as well, something you want to do, a habit you want to form, you need to form a ritual to get you into the practice of doing it, and then it becomes automatic. And then you have plans. You have plans, a project, a quarter, you want to do that project, your theme of the year. Then you break down the quarter breakdown, what you're going to work on. Like, here's January. Told you the project and the things you have to do for the project in January. Then it has, a nice calendar, a monthly calendar. And it just, excuse me. There's okay voice. It just helps you break things down and focus in on what is important to you. And then you have a weekly boot camp, which you put your goals, your habit tracking, your rituals for living challenge, capture your brilliance. It has a day-by-day planner. This day-by-day planner actually starts in December to get you ready for January. So you got month sections, and then you have weekly sections as well. And in the weekly sections, you set an intention for the day, things you're going to get done, what you're going to be focused on, what you're grateful for. On the side, you have tasks, what's your monthly plan, what's incomplete from the previous week. Weekly boot camp, and then you go back into the next week. And it's a nice thick planner and Dreambook. I wish it was a little bit bigger. That honestly is the only thing I wish for, that I had more space to write. But again, it's called Rituals for Living, Dreambook, and Planner. If you haven't started planning for 2018, you better get going. Thanksgiving's next week, 6 weeks left of the year, and you don't want to meet 2018 without some sort of plan. From experience, no plan, no action, no forward movement, and it sucks. So, don't be Allie of the past couple years. Be the Allie of now. And previously, before the 2 years, you'll be good to go. Okay, guys, my throat is absolutely killing me, and my voice is like, I've had enough. So, thank you for joining me here at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, the more people I can help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can find this at AskAlliePodcast.com. You guys have yourself a fabulous week, and my goal is to have the next Ask Allie out next Monday as opposed to Tuesday. You guys have a fabulous week. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.